Welcome back to KIP TV, where we explore important issues that impact our society. Today, we're diving into a critical topic: the disastrous effects of political corruption through special interest groups, corporate influence peddling, crony capitalism, and its effects on American rights, freedoms, and civil liberties. In recent years, the United States has witnessed a concerning trend. The influence of special interest groups, corporate power, crony capitalism, and corruption has permeated our political and economic systems, jeopardizing the very foundations of our democracy. Let's examine the impact this has had on our rights, freedoms, and civil liberties. Special interest groups, representing narrow agendas and often backed by substantial financial resources, exert significant influence on policymakers. While some groups genuinely advocate for important causes, others prioritize their own interests over the well-being of the general public. This imbalance has led to policies that favor a few at the expense of the many, undermining the rights and freedoms of ordinary Americans. 1. Lobbying is a prime example of how special interest groups wield influence. Through extensive campaign contributions, cozy relationships with politicians, and sophisticated lobbying efforts, these groups secure favorable treatment and shape legislation to their advantage. This distorts the democratic process, leaving ordinary citizens without a voice and eroding their civil liberties. 2. Corporate influence peddling refers to the undue influence that large corporations exercise over the decision-making process. When corporate interests take precedence over public welfare, it can lead to detrimental consequences for our society. 2. Regulatory capture occurs when corporations exert influence over regulatory agencies that are supposed to ensure public safety and protect consumer rights. This cozy relationship often results in weakened regulations, inadequate oversight, and compromised freedoms. This erosion of safeguards can put citizens at risk and curtail their civil liberties. 3. Crony capitalism refers to the unholy alliance between big businesses and government officials, where political favors and personal connections dictate economic outcomes. This system perpetuates inequality, undermines fair competition, and erodes the very fabric of our democracy. 4. Corporate and bank bailouts are a clear manifestation of crony capitalism. During economic downturns, instead of letting failing businesses face the consequences of their actions, government officials often prioritize the interests of well-connected corporations. This unfair practice jeopardizes the rights and freedoms of ordinary citizens who bear the burden of economic hardship. 5. Corruption is a cancer that eats away at the integrity of our political system and erodes the rights and freedoms of the American people. When public officials prioritize personal gain over the public interest, it undermines the trust citizens place in their government. 6. Bribery and kickbacks are blatant forms of corruption that plague our society. When politicians accept financial incentives in exchange for favorable treatment, it compromises the integrity of our democratic institutions. Such practices undermine the rights and freedoms of individuals who are left at the mercy of corrupt officials. The disastrous effects of special interest groups, corporate influence peddling, crony capitalism, and corruption on American rights, freedoms, and civil liberties cannot be understated. To preserve our democracy, it is crucial to hold those in power accountable, promote transparency, and ensure that the voices of ordinary citizens are heard. Only by addressing these issues can we protect the rights, freedoms, and civil liberties that are the bedrock of our nation. It is imperative for the American people to remain vigilant, informed, and actively engaged in the democratic process. By demanding transparency, advocating for campaign finance reform, and electing officials who prioritize the public interest, we can begin to mitigate the detrimental effects of special interest groups, corporate influence peddling, crony capitalism, and corruption. We encourage you to like and share this video, engage in meaningful discussions, and work together towards a more just and equitable society. Stay informed, stay engaged, and join us next time as we continue to explore the pressing issues that shape our world.